So I've had these shoes for a few months, and these have gotten a ton of watchers. I've sent offers out a few different times as crickets, and I don't hear anything. But I get more and more watchers and views, and I'm just like, well, they're really popular, but nobody wants them. Welcome back. Hey, it's another day and more sales have been made, so I have another What's Sold video for you guys. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. We're so excited to have you. My name is April and we run Resell to Roam, me and my husband, and I also run Redeemed Finds, and I sell on eBay, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, just about anywhere I can resell, I'm going to do it. So we hope you enjoy finding out what sold over the last day or two. So I'm going to start with my Facebook Marketplace sale. I sold this cute little Janie and Jack outfit with the bow tie. This actually was my son Ren's, and he just wore it once for some photos, and I figured it was time to pass it along to somebody else. So I sold it on Facebook Marketplace for $10. Next we have the Sears Roebuck coveralls outfit. I just sold this one for $40, and I actually found this coveralls at this one right here and two others at an estate sale about 2 months ago, and I paid $5 for each pair of coveralls. This one sold for $40. Another sale that came in last night while I was sleeping, you gotta love those sales, was this Poker Keno game. It's new in the wrapping, and I found it at the Goodwill and I bought it for $2. And this was a pretty good sale right here. This is a vintage game, and it's also a senior series, and it says it has, like, I think, oh yeah, oversized poker chips, larger playing board, larger cards, and this sold for $79.99. I've sold this Indianapolis Colts vintage ornament, and this was just listed for 2 days before it sold, and I picked it up at the Goodwill for $1. I sold it for $10, and the buyer is paying shipping as well. This next item I found at the Goodwill bins just this past weekend. It's a vintage Tupperware cake taker. It's a funny story about these items. I actually saw this topper, the cake topper, first, and I just left it in the bin because I was like, well, it's just a top. It's kind of big and bulky, so I just kind of left it there. And then later I came across in a totally different bin across the store, I found this piece. And so I thought to myself, I was like, oh, I wonder if that other piece is still over across the store. So I kind of rushed on over there, and sure enough, it was still in the bin. So these pieces cost me 67 cents at the bins this past weekend. And I sold this vintage Tupperware cake taker for $16.99. So this item we found at the Goodwill, and there was a whole container full of just assorted compression bras, and all by the same company. So my husband and I kind of researched it while I was in the store and realized that these actually sell for pretty good money, and the Goodwill wanted $3 a bra. So, and they're all new. So my husband and I were like, let's pick up a few of them and see what happens, because they sold for good money, there weren't a ton listed, and there was a good amount that had sold in the last 90 days. So I think I listed this probably just about 2 or 3 weeks ago. This one sold for $39, and it's actually an international sale. This item I picked up at the DAV at the beginning of the year when we went on a little thrift trip in Williamsburg. And this is a rose bundt cake, and it's Nordic ware. I found it at the DAV for $3.98, and it sold for $12, and the buyer will also be paying shipping on this. So I've had these shoes for a few months, and these have gotten a ton of watchers, and I've sent offers out a few different times as crickets, and I don't hear anything. But I get more and more watchers and views, and I'm just like, well, they're really popular, but nobody wants them. But then the other day, I sold them for full price. Let's see, I sold them for full price, and it was $32.99. And I paid $8 at my local Goodwill for them, and they're just a pair of Nike training REAX shoes. Size 13 men's. I have this pair of ASOS brand new heels in the box, never worn, and I picked these up for $5 at a local consignment store. And I sold these heels for $15, and this was a Poshmark sale. And last but not least, this was an interesting little find. This is a vintage Poochie for girls case. It's a little case. And its copyright is 1982. I was born in 75, and I actually don't remember little Poochie. I've never had this. But this item I actually picked up from my husband's grandmother's house, and it was just in a bag of like old toys and some discarded stuff. And so I listed that a couple weeks ago, and it sold for $17.99, and the buyer's going to be paying shipping. So nice little sale. It was no cost to me. So I believe that's going to do it for today for What Sold items. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this and found it a little educational, or have enjoyed looking and seeing what sells for other people. I know I always like to see what other people are selling, and I find it interesting because sometimes I have no luck selling something, but somebody else can sell it really easily, or they may not be able to sell an item, but I can sell it really easily. So I just find it interesting as to what sells for what different people. So if you've enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you'd give it a like, and then subscribe to our channel. We try to put out videos just about every other day, usually focusing around what's sold for the day, our thrifting trips, any sort of tips and advice, our hauls that we get from estate sales and online auctions and that sort of thing. So we can't wait to have you back to the channel another time. Until then, take care.